What's going on, everybody? Hot Tea and MTG here. It's been a while. It's been quite a while. We're looking at 4 years since my last post. This is a secondary channel that I made so that I could make more Magic the Gathering content when, quite frankly, I was going through an MTG kick. I played it 20 years ago, set it aside, and then I returned right about 4 years ago, and I bought some boosters and I played with my kids. And I sort of drifted away. And here's what's happened in the time between leaving off with this channel and now. First and foremost, I had just gotten into MTGO and it died out in favor of MTG Arena. And I had just bought an MTGO account. It was literally like the week before MTG Arena came out. Now, in retrospect, I probably could have done a bit more research and saw that coming. But I didn't, so that bummed me out. And with MTG Arena, it always bothered me that wasn't there wasn't that same secondhand market that MTGO had. I mean, I know that there's good parts about it too, because MTGO was really slow, and like streamlining all that, like the gameplay, like there's positives to it, but I was really bummed that I couldn't buy singles anymore. So I never made the jump into MTG Arena. And then eventually my kids stopped playing, and that was the nail in the coffin, really. So I still play on occasion. When Hemrock and I get together, I play. And once in a blue moon, I can talk my son into it. We have, several boxes of the commons, like we talked about here on the channel. That's now become our favorite way to play. We don't really have independent collections. We just have like a big collective, and then we build decks that way. That way, no one person has all the big money cards. But the downside is you can only really play that way inside of our ecosystem. Second, you go to a Friday Night Magic or something like that, you just get demolished. So, so there it is. I discovered Horde mode, the Horde the version of Magic the Gathering, which I love. I got to meet up with Hemrock from formerly of the Retro League, and we played Horde mode together, as well as sort of a, I don't know what he called it, but he had like a stack of 8 boxes, and we would like randomly pick decks without knowing what they were. So that was fun. But yeah, I want to pick Magic the Gathering back up again, and I also want to cover some of the other tabletop / pen and paper stuff that I do, because Magic the Gathering, when that sort of started to drift off for me, I got big into board games. And I've always been a Dungeons and Dragons guy. And in the past few years, since 5th edition D&D came out, I started branching out into other D&D alternatives, just because I didn't have the same problems that everyone else did. I just saw that it was the same thing again. And the books are really expensive. So, so I want to bring MTGO back, or excuse me, Hot Tea and MTG back, and it is now going to be, rather than my MTG channel, it's going to be my tabletop channel. Hooray! And hopefully we can have some fun with it. Thank you to the 24 people who are still subscribed, and I'm sure a few of you are going to see this video, remember that you were subscribed, and then unsubscribe, and that's okay. I'm 100% all right with that. I don't look nearly as attractive as I did 4 years ago when I was down weight. Those were good days. But that said, thanks for maintaining the subscription. I also run a video games channel, and I also run a professional wrestling channel. Both of those are going to be down in the description. I'll see you in the next one.